Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Linn, and I hope you're well. And if you're not, I hope you are well soon. And this is a very late night message for me. It is a little bit past 3 in the morning. And I normally never make video this late or early, depending on how you look at it. And sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night around this time, and I don't know, I have an extra boost of energy. But today, like tonight, this morning, again, however you want to look at it, Spirit was like, hey, we're gonna make a video. Like, you need to make a message now. And I was like, okay. So here we are. And we can get into the message, I suppose. So, first, what was really coming through was getting clear on what you want. Like, figuring out, like, what is genuinely, authentically what you desire. Because this is the time to really get clear. And hey, this is what I'm working towards. These are my goals. It's funny, I even found myself redoing, so I made a vision board at the beginning of the year with specific goals, and I pretty much finished all of them. I'm literally looking at it right now in front of my desk. And pretty much finished every single one of them. And so I was like, okay, then I'm going to make a new one. So the other day I started making a new one. And that kind of feels like the vibe right now. It's like reassessing what it is that you are actually working towards so that you have a clear vision. Maybe make a vision board. Maybe that's your sign to make a vision board. A clear vision of what you're working towards. What's a priority for you? Sometimes, we have a rough idea, but we don't necessarily put it in front of us, make it clear to ourselves, find ways to do that to keep us on track when things might take us off course or distract us a little bit. So vision boards, they're not just pretty, they're good for helping you stay on track with what your intended goals are. Again, they may shift, but I think that there are some general goals that most of us could agree are very important. So for me, one of the things I put on my new vision board was mental health. Because for me, that has been something that's always been really important. It's literally central to optimal functioning in my life. And if it's neglected, it kind of affects everything. So maybe there are specific things that you can focus on that will help you in every other area of your life, and you know that they are important. Put those on a vision board. Make them clear. Really focus on them. Yeah, really, that's what I'm getting. Assess the things that are central to the success in every other area of your life. The things that would be central to the success in the rest of your life. So maybe that's physical health. Maybe that's mental health, depending on what area of your life you feel like you need to focus on the most to create the foundation for other aspects. Or maybe it's multiple areas of your life at a time that you need to be pouring specific amounts of time into at different points in time. So I did pull some cards because I was like, okay, so I can show them all. It's interesting how these came, the order, actually, that these cards came out to me in. So we have Spirit Guardian of Summer, Expansion. We have the Spirit Guardian of Autumn, Letting Go. We have, it's hard to pick these up right now. We have Reflecting Pool, Stillness. And then we have Meandering Pathway, Flow. So it came out, Expansion, Letting Go, Stillness, flow. So literally the way the words are coming out and flowing is interesting to me. So it feels like your expansion, your next steps in success and in life and in working toward your goals is through letting go, stillness, and then that is what will bring you into the flow that you are looking for to then circle back to expansion. Because recently, it's interesting, recently Spirit kept telling me, like, hey, you're a manifestation. Your way of bringing things into your life, you need to rest. You need periods of time where you simply just prioritize doing absolutely nothing, clearing your energy, putting on like some Hertz music and just laying and not moving for like an hour or two, like taking a nap. Like literally, Spirit's like, you have to do that so that you can stabilize, so that you can clear, so that your manifestations can ground. And not only that, but you can recharge so that you're able to actually do things when you need to. Because a lot of us, we want to, again, comes back to societal conditioning that you have to do all the time in order to be successful. And I think in one of my last videos, I literally said, you don't have to struggle to achieve things. And it's actually in the letting go, as the card says, and in the stillness that you get into the flow, that you allow yourself, that you set yourself up to be in your flow. The rest periods, the recharging periods are absolutely essential. They're not an afterthought. They are essential to you being able to be productive when you are doing. It's intentional doing. And when you intentionally do, it means you don't have to do as much because you know when to act and when not to act. You know when to do things and when to sit back. You know. Because you allow yourself the stillness and the ability to clear, to let go, to prioritize, to reassess, to evaluate where you're at. Sorry, my throat is going to be like a little scratchy, I think. Because again, I just woke up like in the middle of the night and Spirit's like, tell a message, let's go. So here we are. But, oh my gosh. But anyway. Yeah, this too. This feels like a sign. Your throat chakra might be especially something you need to focus on right now. Because, yeah, your expression. Maybe your throat chakra is being activated a lot more now, and you're really being called to step into your truth a bit more as well. And it's interesting because I had resistance to making a video right now. And I actually felt my throat kind of like closing up a little bit, and I was like, I don't want to. Is it really the right time to be telling a message right now? Would I even know what to say at 3 a.m, you know? So there's some doubts that you are needing to look at again around your expression. Once again, of course, this is a normal thing that we're all trying to figure out, but right now it would be a good idea to assess how you are expressing yourself inauthentically still in order to morph or hide or mask for the sake of being palatable or pleasing others. That's a really important thing that's coming through. Yes. And right now you may find other people are really showing you those parts of yourself a lot more than usual, potentially. Yeah. And then I have these two cards here, which are interesting. They came out together. It feels like feminine and masculine energy, like at the same time. So we have accept and receive and welcome the divine masculine. So with these two cards, again, it comes back to kind of what I was saying. It's accept and receive. That's also what happens when you're resting. And when you adequately rest, when you adequately clear and sit back and allow yourself to receive, that's the receptive energy. When you are resting, when you are evaluating, when you are stepping back and reflecting, that's all accepting, receiving, allowing the energy to do the work for you, setting up the energy, allowing your guides to help you set up the energy for when you do, for when you act. And this is a really powerful way to manifest, is doing a little intentionally in flow, doing a little, and then stepping back intentionally to recharge, to reevaluate, to reflect. It's a very powerful way to manifest for a lot of you if you are watching this. And it is how mine works as well. And I am trying to get used to that fact because, again, we are taught we have to continually go, go, go all the time in order to manifest things in the way that's correct and right and the best, which is not true. So it's seeing, again, to let go, be still in order to flow so that you can expand, so that you can do intentionally, so that you can work toward your goals. Again, that vision board is really feeling important for a lot of you right now. Make a vision board. It will help you. I tell you right now, like having vision board in front of me was very helpful because it subconsciously reminded me every time I looked at it what I was working towards. Instead of, just thinking about that sometimes. And personally, my mind gets very scattered when I don't have things in front of me to look at. So if you're a visual person or you need those like cue reminders, vision board, very helpful, very important, very effective. Plus you can make them pretty and cool, so they're nice to look at. So they'll like be pretty to look at and a nice reminder at the same time to help you stay on track, to help you remember why you started, to remember what you're working towards, to stay on the path that you truly desire and are trying to go after, So, yeah. And there's also this acknowledgement that things will distract you during this time. There are always distractions, though. There are always things going on outside of ourselves that we cannot control fully. And that's to be acknowledged, right? But it's important to acknowledge the distraction of shiny things without demonizing them, right? Like, oh, that thing is happening, like, I'm gonna ignore it and be like, I don't like that. Like, say, okay, let's find an example for that, actually. So, say you are at work or something, and someone is complaining about something, and like, maybe in the past, you worked somewhere and you used to complain all the time too, right? And so it's kind of like a test in that moment. Is like, are you going to, ooh, look at my hand. Ooh, that's a cool thing going on there. But like, imagine that you kind of like, you feel like you may revert back to that gossiping state because you used to do that when you worked. That was something that was kind of normal for you in your past self. And so now, the present point in time, someone is acting that way that you used to act to kind of assess, like, will you step back into that? And you may not. Either way, it's okay. But it's kind of like a point of reflection, a point of assessment, um, within the distraction. It's a lesson though. Like, these things teach us what we're doing. So you may find stuff like that coming up, happening around you, that kind of like assesses like where you're at. And if you are kind of trying to shift out of that type of functioning and way of acting and being, maybe someone is complaining and then you are like, oh, I used to do this, or I used to do that because of this. Like, were you complaining because you wanted to fit in, because it was part of the coworker culture of your old job? This is just an example, by the way. It could be anything, in any circumstance. Were you doing it because you wanted to be liked? Were you doing it because you were trying to bond? Did you think that you couldn't do so in any other way? That it had to be that way, or you couldn't bond at all? Was that a belief that doesn't serve you anymore, but did then, and you thought would help you then, but it really doesn't now? And how can you talk to people, or how can you set an example for authentic communication, as opposed to superficial communication that is built on trying to be liked, or built on these weird collective, like, oh, this is how we're going to function because it's easy and reactive, and it makes me feel good temporarily about myself to talk about other people, gossip about other people, or to just complain, and be negative. That's actually accepted a lot in a lot of American like workplaces. Specifically, I don't know why that's coming through a lot, but it is, American workplaces. So people just love to complain and gossip, and it's like a cultural thing. I'm not sure why. But it's like you're being shown like these ways of being, almost so not only can you kind of rise above it a little bit, and not in a way that's like condescending, like, oh, you're better than everyone else because you're doing that. No, that's not the case. It's more so you acknowledge that that way of being is not really helpful to you or other people around you. So you are acknowledging what is not necessary, what does not work, what is coming from a belief that really isn't serving you anymore. And you're rewriting that. You are going to be showing people, leading by example, what it looks like to authentically express yourself outside of a preconceived cultural, like, this is how we do things just because it's the way we do things, even when it's not helpful. You're going to be showing people that you can choose differently, and it's interesting. It's kind of like you'll be like almost breaking open possibility for other people just in shifting how you approach things. That's really beautiful. I love that so much. That's so cool that that's coming through. Yeah. And then I have these other two cards. And it's, what do you really want? And shift the new way to potential. So again, it's like, what what is actually productive and conducive to your growth and the growth of other people around you at this point in time. Reassessing that. What's your honest truth? What's your fearless expression? What do you really want? And where do you want to go? It's time to get clear. It's time to set examples. And it's also time to manifest in a way that is sustainable. That is sustainable. Letting go, stillness, and flow is how you expand. That is foundational for how you are going to expand and to grow. And that is really the central point of this reading. Get clear. Get clear, make space, make choices that are intentional, and you will find some really profound change coming for you. It's already occurring, it's already happening, but this is just a message to strengthen that, and so that you realize, like, yes, this is what's happening. Like, this is the direction you're going in. You're shifting the way that you function, manifest, and really just approach the world. You've already been shifting into this, but this is just a confirmation, a reminder, a way to help you integrate it through hearing it. So yeah, I hope that was helpful, and I hope you guys are well. And if you're not, I hope you're well soon, and I'll see you in the next video. Good night or good morning, wherever you are.